We want to be talking about positioning as an AI B2B AI agency owner. When you choose your niche, it is important to consider that you should have experience in that niche, and it should be a niche where people can pay. And here I want to talk about a distinction that I've made in the last week when I was talking to a client of mine where we were considering two different niches, and one of the niches was more towards influencer marketing for established businesses. And I told her that potentially, if we were to go for this customer avatar and for that niche, the money that you are being paid with could be VC money and not personal money. And that is also a distinction. I mean, what I mean by that is it doesn't come from the organic growth and the customer interactions of the business. For, in that case, the business owner would be more hesitant to spend that money. But if it's VC funded money, then oftentimes these companies are incentivized to spend this money as quickly as possible. And so that allows you to charge higher prices because the business would be less price sensitive towards that. And it's also an easy decision because these businesses that have achieved VC funding usually tend to be very much in a rush. And so they don't really look, it's like if it's 7,000 or 15,000 your solution, it doesn't really matter for them that much as the speed of implementation for them having the feeling of, okay, now I found my person that can help me implement that. So that was an important consideration. Is the business spending that out of their own pockets from their own bottom line, right? Or are they spending VC money? That is an important distinction that I wanted to make about niching and pricing. And another interesting piece that has come up is LinkedIn connection requests. Oftentimes we believe that the only way we can get leads is through content, which especially on LinkedIn oftentimes is quite hard. And it doesn't have to be so hard. You get 100 connection requests and much more if you actually do the approach right in the way that I'm just going to be talking about it. You get 100 connection requests every week, and as you can probably know, your weeks pass quickly, so it's like it takes a bit of time for you to actually send all of them, and then it's already the next week and then they replenish. So in my opinion, this is a great opportunity for lead generation so that you're not reliant on the content, so that the content is basically just there to talk about what you do and to nurture further the people that have been looking at your profile. And so I'm a huge fan of that because unlike all the other platforms, for example, YouTube and TikTok, Instagram also to a degree, your LinkedIn following you can build by outreach. In the same way as it used to be kind of follow, unfollow on Instagram in some years way back. But you're also going to get a different quality of people on Instagram, plus they're in a different mode. Instagram is oftentimes the distraction mode, so interruption advertising works very well, but on LinkedIn, people are in business mode, usually, and they're in the business mindset, replying to their messages and all of that. And so for that reason, I think LinkedIn connection requests is so underutilized. You get 100 of them every week. Just imagine only 10 of them were to be accepted, which is a low benchmark number. Then you get 10 new connections each week that you can just message right away. And from the ones that haven't connected, a lot of them actually go to your profile and check you out. And many of them can also be texted, especially if you have the paid version of LinkedIn. But I'm a huge proponent of sending connection requests for client lead generation, especially if you provide a higher ticket service, which you as an AI agency owner are, definitely. You don't need that many new contracts every week, right? So for that reason, if we get the numbers rather so that every third person that you actually talk to gets on a call with you, or like that accepts the connection request, gets on a call with you, these, in my opinion, would be the numbers to optimize for. You know, qualify people before you send the connection request by what you can gather from, you know, the title of the person and just the image. Not to be superficial, but you can tell whether somebody is at least financially qualified by the way they look. And I hope you do have the awareness and you have gained these people skills and the knowledge of that in your time in business, because that's going to come in very handy. So by the title of the person and by the image of the person, you can already tell whether the person is likely to be financially qualified. Now, obviously, you have other qualifications based on that. You want the person to also have certain, you know, character traits that make them good to work with. So you don't want any toxic people for sure, but that is a qualification in the later step, right? And so Yeah, connection requests are very underutilized in my opinion. A lot of people don't even send them out. And whether you pay for LinkedIn or you don't, you only get a certain amount of connection requests each week. And it is a way to build your audience, to build followers organically through reaching out to people instead of relying on people coming to you.